Hey sis, hey bro. Welcome back to Body Double. Have you subscribed yet? Have you told your friends about me? Your ADHD friends, your autistic friends? Make sure you tell them about me so they can hang out and we can just all do our hair together. So, when I first went natural, I guess it's been, let's see, I went natural, I think in May 2020 or 2021. It's all a blur. Let me get started. When I first went natural, you guys, I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole. Holy smokes. I was so overwhelmed. There was so much information out there. Don't co-wash. Don't use oils, use oils. Don't use butters, use butters. Oh, you guys, it was so overwhelming. And when I tell you, I spent so much money. I'm actually embarrassed. And I spent money I didn't have because I didn't have a job and was home and bored and noticing the horrible state of my hair and wanting to do something with it. And this was all before I realized that I even had ADHD. And so I just knew that I wasn't taking care of my hair. I had bald spots. It was dry. I had so much breakage that literally every day I was scooping it off the sink and picking it up off of the floor, you know, in pretty good amounts. And one day I had picked up so much hair that I was like, what's going on? And so I actually got a mirror and started, you know, like looking at the top of my head and looking around. Oh, you guys. I had so many bald spots and breakage, chunks of hair literally just, you know, missing. All of this back here, none of that even existed. I had none. All this right here, that's all brand new. And so I'm telling him, I'm like, oh sweetie, I said, you know, look right here. I said, look, I'm growing sideburns, you guys. This right here. This is what was growing. I thought it was sideburns. I've never had hair there because I was flat ironing my hair and just burning the hell out of it. Burn, all the way to the scalp. And so there was no hair growing there. And so when it started growing, I was like, wow, I'm growing I thought I was growing sideburns, you guys. It was my hair. Be careful. I fell down the rabbit hole of YouTube before I understood and knew that I had ADHD and I had problems with impulsivity and impulse shopping. And I've always been an impulse shopper. And I always wondered why. I'm like, why can't I stop buying shit I don't need? Why? What? But anyway, I did the same thing with hair products. I've had so many different hair products. And I got confused. There's too much information. My first bit of advice, and I don't like to give advice, I like to tell stories in case you couldn't tell. You don't need everything you see. You don't. You need a shampoo, a conditioner, maybe a deep conditioner, maybe an oil or grease if that's your thing. You definitely need a moisturizer and then something to hold your set, to hold your hair. And that's pretty much it. Holy smokes. I would see people's hair and I'd be like, oh, I want her hair. And so I would buy all of the products that she used and it wouldn't work for my hair. I'd find another, you know, YouTuber and I'd start following her and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I like how her hair looks. You know, she's doing this new thing called a wash and go. And I'm watching videos about, you know, transitioning because I'm trying to transition from being a straight natural to, you know, having, you know, my natural curly hair. Not realizing that, first off, that there was such a thing as heat damage. Guys, I didn't know what heat damage was. My hair had been relaxed my whole life, or I burned it with hot combs or flat irons my whole life. I had no idea what that meant. Been a straight natural since like, I don't know, 2000, 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. I literally thought the hair growing out of my scalp was straight and frizzy. I had no idea I had curly hair, not a freaking clue. And then when I did go natural, I wasn't expecting curly hair per se. I was expecting, traditional African 4C hair. And so my first initial thing is I started trimming off the heat damage, little bit by little bit, And so I'm gonna start with that before I even get into the basic hair care part, because all of this you're gonna get caught up. If you're newly natural or you're wanting to get on some type of hair routine, you're gonna get caught up because it's what we do. And so I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I've got all this heat damage that I've got to address, and I need to, slowly start, trimming it off and cutting it off. Don't be an impulsive person and then own a pair of scissors. Pair of shears. Make sure they're hair cutting scissors if you do decide to do that. But my whole thing is I had no idea what heat damage was or what it looked like. I had no idea what curly natural hair looked like and what it was supposed to feel like. I had no idea, what transitioning was supposed to look like. So I'm cutting my hair and trimming it and trimming it and trimming it and trimming it over. I couldn't keep the scissors out of my hair. And so that was a problem. And then I would cut it short. Then it would grow out and I'd be like, it's growing out with heat damage. How is it growing out with heat damage? You guys, this is how silly I am, or just unknowledgeable. I'm like, why do I keep cutting my hair and why does it keep growing back in with all of these loose curls? Where's my hair? Where's my African hair? Where is it? So I kept cutting my hair. And I kept not getting what I thought I was supposed to get. And then when my daughter comes to visit, I'm like, can you just shave it off so I can start over? I said, because my hair just keeps growing back in like loose. It just keeps growing in with heat damage. And she's like, that's not a thing. And I'm like, well, I thought maybe I had damaged my hair follicles so much because, I would put that flat iron or that hot comb right up to the scalp. I was burning my skin up there. And so I actually thought I had like damaged my, my hair follicles. And so, my hair was just, having problems because of, damaged hair follicles and everything like that. And she's like, no, she goes, I'm not shaving your head. She goes, we're going to trim it down. She goes, I'm gonna cut it down and get it all even. And she cut it down to about, I don't know, probably like an inch all the way around, by the time she was all said and done. And I remember thinking to myself, well, can you just cut it a little bit shorter? And she's like, no, it doesn't need to be cut shorter. You guys, I'm sure you guys figured it out right now before I figured it out. I was like, oh, that's my curl. Because after she cut all my hair off and made it all, even, and then it started growing back, it was growing back with loose curls. And I was like, okay, so I finally understood that was my hair. So I say all of that to say, have patience, slow down. Know that if you're just starting your hair journey or you're just starting to implement routines to get your hair healthy again, it's going to take a while before you actually see the healthy come through. Now I kind of understand it. It's kind of like, you weigh 280 pounds and, now all of a sudden you want to exercise and you want to eat healthy. No matter how much you exercise or no matter how much you eat healthy, it's going to take a while to see the progress. And it's the same thing I'm discovering, I finally realized with my hair. Even telling you guys that I was a straight natural for, over 20 years, it's so weird to me that I still didn't know, what my hair looked like, because when I wash my hair and everything like that, it's not like loose curly. It dries super quick, and it would dry, it dries not frizzy, but it dries fuzzy. I have very cottony hair, so it dries cottony. For my hair to show the curl, it has to be moisturized, like like with a cream and you know, with a leave-in, and I needed gel to set that curl. Without that, my hair was just, you know, fluffy. And so I literally thought that that's, you know, that's what my hair looked like. I had, you know, fluffy, cottony hair. And, you know, and that's why I kept wanting to cut it. So just know your hair is going to look different based on how you care for it. And it's, as it gets healthier, the dynamics of it are going to change, because now my hair has its own personality, so to speak. And so if you kind of keep that in mind, it kind of helps cut down a little bit on the frustration of, you know, trying to care for your hair. And so now for me, talking about basic hair care, I actually took notes, you guys. Aren't you impressed? So one of the big things is to have fun. I truly enjoy doing my hair. I love the feel of her, and, you know, figuring out what she likes and, you know, what she needs. And quite honestly, once you get into a relationship with your hair, and I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Once you get into a relationship with your hair, she'll actually tell you what she likes. And, you know, it's kind of funny. I always tell people, I'm like, you know, I like this shampoo, and no, it's not clean, it's not organic, it's not black owned, you know, but my hair likes it, and, you know, it's all about her. It's not about me. Happy curl. If she's happy, you know, I'm happy, and I make her happy first, then I'm happy. You see how that works? Okay, so that's, I think I got all of these taken out on this side. And so have fun with your hair. I truly enjoy doing my hair. But then again, also, I understand it now too with ADHD. I have things that I hyper focus and hyper fixate on, and I hyper fixate on my hair. And so I'm lucky in that regard. And so I tend to, right now, since I'm so hyper fixated on her, you know, I tend to give her, you know, pretty good care. But the trick for me was finding products, not knowing anything about my hair at all. And that's how I ended up, you know, on YouTube University, you know, just trying to figure out, you know, what does this kind of hair even, what does this kind of hair even, what is it? Okay, so I've got this side done, so you know what we're going to use. My favorite. We're still on to that because it works. And so the foundation of hair care is moisture. And I don't even know if you can see, but I've been trying to keep my hair a little bit moisturized. It looks like it's dry, but it isn't. It's very moisturized, and, you know, I can actually feel the product, you know, in my hair a little bit. I don't like that overly producty feel, but I like to be able to feel a little bit, so I know that, you know, so I know that it's working. Keeping my hair moisturized for me has been the biggest challenge, because my hair is absolutely frizz prone and prone to being dry. Okay. All right. So anyway, moisturizing is the foundation of everything. And moisturizing, keeping your hair moist, also means washing it if you need it. And so for me, part of basic hair care starts with this detangling process, because it helps to, you know, get all the shed hair out. It helps to alleviate a lot of tangles, and you're gonna have less breakage, you know. And then I'm gonna go in with this. It's also my favorite. This is my moisture, and, you know, very, I can't think of the word I want to use right now. It's got a lot of slip. That's what I'm looking for. It's got a lot of slip. And I mean, you can even tell just that quick. See how it made my hair look? It's, you guys, if you do anything, like I said, I don't give advice, you know, especially on products, because products work differently for everybody. But if you have dry, tangle prone hair and you want to get prepped for wash day, this has saved me so much time. And so through trial and error, at first I was like, oh, you know, my hair doesn't need to be pre-pooed. You know, when I was a straight natural, I would just stick my head up underneath the faucet and go. Well, that was way different having straight hair and sticking your hair under the faucet and washing it, and having curly hair, because the curly hair likes to curl in on itself and tangle up on itself and, you know, cozy up together side by side, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And so that wasn't working for me at all. And so through trial and error, you know, over the course of 2 years, I found out that yes, you know what, my hair really really prefers to be, you know, pre-pooed beforehand. And what do I think about the extra time it takes? I don't mind it at all. It's me spending time with myself and spending time with my hair. And now body doubling and spending time with you guys. Oh, this is such a big help even just for me. I mean, I hope there's some of you out there that find me and we can sit here together and do our hair. But this has been really good for me too. Because, you know, I'm spending time with myself. You know, why do us neurodivergents, you know, we don't spend a whole lot of time with ourselves. We spend a lot of alone time because, you know, sometimes other people make us really exhausted, for lack of a better word. And so we spend a lot of time alone and we isolate. But that doesn't mean that we're spending time with ourselves. And I consider this, you know, spending time with myself. And I'm really starting to appreciate it. And you guys, my hair. See, I kept my hair in twists this time instead of wearing her loose. And I love wearing her loose, but I am stunned. I did not expect for my hair to detangle this quickly. So for me, I use water, of course, on wash day and shampoo my hair and everything like that. And I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I tell you, my brain. I know a lot of you out there with ADHD go through this, you know, like on your jobs or everything like that, or, you know, just talking to somebody in general, and you're going along and you're having a really good conversation, and then if any little extra thing slides in your brain, it's over. That's why this girl sits over my shoulder as a constant reminder of, you know, I'm okay and it'll be okay. And so when I moisturize, I try to instill all my moisture on wash day. So I use a moisturizing shampoo, even my deep conditioner, even though it's protein rich, it's still very moisturizing and everything like that. And then I let that sit on there. And that's been working really well for me. And here we go, you guys. So I was editing my last video, and you guys, I was cracking myself up. I had hair clips everywhere, and you know, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. What's making me think I can do videos and do my hair? Hilarious. And once again, you know me, I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking, you know, at myself in here, and I'm looking here, and I'm looking here, you know, because otherwise I don't know what's going on. Let's have a simple routine. So this is my routine. 3 out of 4 weeks, I shampoo, rinse out conditioner, leave in or a cream, and then I put on my gel, and then I twist it up. But the big thing is making sure that you stay flexible, because that's one of the things that I had problems with, was staying flexible, because for some reason, you know, and trying to understand myself a little bit better, you know, and I tend to take things, you know, literal. I would do exactly, you know, what people would say. And I just fell down this big, huge rabbit hole of, you know, I don't know what to do. And, you know, and then I started going down the rabbit hole of DIYs and making my own gel and making my own hair butter and, you know, making this and making that, and, you know, making my deep conditioner and using avocados and using mayo and putting egg in my hair. It was awful. And my hair just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then when it dawned on me that my hair is like me, I'm simple. I like things just simple. I like things easy peasy. I'm that person that's, you know, I want to work smart, not hard. I'm the person that everybody used to make fun of. Oh, you're just lazy. No, I'm not lazy. I want to be smart with what I do, and I want it to make sense, and I want it to be logical, you know. And I'm like, is that so bad? Well, I guess it is in some people's eyes, but you know, that's all I really wanted. And it took me almost 3 years to figure it out. I'm here for you guys. Don't take 3 years to figure it out, especially those of us with ADHD and autism. You know, there's a lot of things that I don't want to do because it just looks too hard. And I'll be honest, when I first decided, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to wear my hair curly, I literally thought it was going to be easier than what I was doing. Initially, it was not. Now, I'm good. But in the beginning, that shit was bogus. And, it took me forever. And I believe it took me forever because I was listening to everybody. And I was thinking that, well, everybody is right. Everybody's right, and I must be doing something wrong. That's the only thing that makes sense. Everybody's right, and I must be wrong because why isn't my hair looking like theirs? And I couldn't figure out, why can't I do a wash and go? You know what a wash and go is? You wash and you style and you either like shingle your hair or, twirl it or, or do whatever. But the bottom line is, you wear your hair out. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cute. I like to wear my hair out. I always wear my hair out. That's what I want to do. Well, for me, having a wash and go and wearing my hair out, all it meant was more tangles and more dryness, because it was like every single hair on my head was an antenna. And that antenna was like, we're just going to dry up. It was like I had a tumbleweed on top of my head. That's what it was like. And so I'm like, how and why is my hair so damn dry? And how do I fix this? Well, there are several things that I didn't realize. Like, my hair doesn't really care for glycerin. I live down south here, and so it's really humid. And so the glycerin was literally pulling even more moisture into my hair, which, was causing, a lot of frizz. And so I tend to use a lot of glycerin heavy products, like, in the wintertime. But I certainly can't use them in the summertime and everything like that. And so, that wasn't working for me. And so, oh, I do have a towel. Look at me being ready. I actually had a towel up here. And, and then the third part of all that routine thing I was talking about is, is just the style part. And, there's so many different ways that you can style, and I'm not going to talk about all of those ways because, I twist my hair now. And so, and it's not even, I don't even consider it like a protective style. I mean, it is in essence, because I don't like wearing my hair out. And it's at that length now where it rubs against my clothes, and I don't want it to, stay short. I've never been able to really grow my hair past, about right here. And so I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to wear my hair up and, out of the way and, off my shoulders and stuff like that. And I'm fine with that. I mean, if I'm going to go someplace and I want to look cute, yeah, I'll take her out. I'll let her hang out for a little bit. Or sometimes, she'll sit there and she'll be like, oh, we want to come out and play. We want to be outside. And, so every now and then I'll take my twist down, and let her play and everything. But I just don't want to do it too often. And the only reason I don't want to do it too often is because, like I said, and if you want to call it lazy, you can call it lazy, but I just don't want to deal with all the tangles and all the knots and the single strand knots and everything like that, and and having to trim them out of my hair. And so, okay, so for basics, we talked about your foundation, which is moisturizing and keeping your hair moisturized and everything like that, and what that means. And you set your moisture on wash day, right? Washing and conditioning and deep conditioning, or whatever. And then from there, what are you putting in your hair for your cream? Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm using I'm trying to use up my products, and so today I'm doing things a little bit different. I'm using my favorite Main Choice Tropical Moringa Pearly Braid Out Glaze. Love this stuff. And I'm going to be using the restorative spray. And we'll see how this works because it's very glycerin heavy. Water is the first ingredient, but glycerin is the second ingredient. So actually I'm going to be trying it to see how's it going to work, in my hair, So after I wash my hair, I'll put this in, and then after I put that in, I'll follow it up with the sealing cream, Tropical Moringa Sweet Oil and Honey Endless Moisture Sealing Cream, and I'm gonna put that in, and then I will seal everything up with this, and she's good. She's sticky, icky, gooey, and she works really well. So that's what we're going to be doing for that. You know, as far as the styling and everything like that goes. And so my suggestion when you go to use your styling products is I'm talking to you ladies and bros out there with really super dry hair. Get something that's very moisturizing, something that your hair loves, something that it just sucks up and, you know, it just loves it. And, you know, it's like, you know, and you know, that's what you really want. And trust me, your hair will be like, oh baby, I love you so much, you know, just give me some more of that good sweet stuff. And you know, and that's what our hair wants. You know, our hair just wants us to, you know, treat it the way that it feels it should be treated. And my hair feels like I should treat it like a queen, so I do. It's about her, it's not about me. I give her everything she wants. And then, you know, she rewards me. Like this week, you guys, when I tell you it's a big deal that I went 2 weeks without doing my hair. I haven't gone 2 weeks without doing my hair since I went natural. I might have mentioned this earlier, and if I did, guess what? I have ADHD and I repeat myself. Get over it. And so, you know, I was like, you see, that's what I get for being a smart aleck, because now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, but anyway, so much for that. But I know I was talking about those products back there and everything, but you know, I'm just gonna keep it pushing, because I have no idea what I was saying, because you know, I'm trying to be funny. All I know is I'm looking all over the place, but she's doing pretty good. You know, I'm really proud of her. You know, she's been doing really well. And you know, this is the other thing. I think she's proud of me too, because I'm figuring out some things. Let's see, let me go to the next thing. Next thing is my nighttime routine. My nighttime routine is so easy. You've seen it. I mean, I literally take my twists and I either put them in pigtails, or I just pull it all back and put it into a bun. You know, put on one of my little satin scrunchies, throw a bonnet on my head. That's all I do. Get up the next day and take my bonnet off. That's all I do. Every now and then I'll, you know, take the scrunchie out and let the twists, you know, rock. But for the most part, I just leave it back, because I'm home all day. I'm not going anywhere, you know, and it takes a while for me to twist it up initially and everything like that. So I'm never in that big of a hurry to take her out. And because like I was saying earlier, when I go to finally twist it, it typically takes me, you know, about 2 hours to twist it up. And that's me just taking my time, because look, I take my time, and I take a lot of breaks, and my brain right now is really starting to wander. So I think what I'm going to do here in just a little bit is take a break and go from there. And now you guys know that, you know, when we're sitting here together and everything like that, you don't have to sit here the whole time with me. Body doubling is like a really cool little thing that we just do together to keep each other company and keep each other focused, you know, while we're doing our hair, and, you know, just doing a little bit of self-care and spending time with ourselves. But it's also very casual. Take breaks when you need it. Pause the video, take a break, drink plenty of water. I've got my water back here, and it's so crazy because I'm so thirsty, and I know it's sitting there, but, you know, another one of those things. It's like, how do I remember to tell myself to drink water? And I know you suck at it too, so drink water and stay hydrated, because we really suck at that. And take a break. I'm hot and I'm tired, and my brain's all over the place, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I really needed that. So now the big thing that goes with that is your mindset, and how to accept your hair, and how to love her the way she is. And that has been my biggest challenge, because I didn't know what she was supposed to look like or what she was supposed to feel like. The big thing for me, a lot of the products that I initially used, that I stopped using because I thought they weren't working, actually probably were working. I didn't know what my hair was supposed to feel like. I had no idea how it was supposed to feel. I wasn't used to feeling texture. But now that I know her texture, I can barely keep my hands out of it. I just love the feel of my hair. But one of the things that was tricky for me, and I don't know if it'll be tricky for you, but for me it was tricky just knowing, how is my hair supposed to feel? What's it feel like when it's moisturized? What's it feel like when it's too dry? Out of all of the learning curve, that was probably the biggest learning curve for me, was just figuring out, what my hair was supposed to feel like. But once I figured that out, then the rest of it was easy. Now let me get back to mindset. Mindset. If you think having natural hair is hard, and if you make it hard, it will be hard. If you have the mindset that your hair is simple, it will be simple. Once I got over my mindset that my hair should look like someone else's, my life became very easy and very simple, because I was so caught up in wanting my hair to look a particular way instead of the way that, my ancestors gave it to me, And I'm sure they were just rolling in their graves going, man, we gave you this beautiful hair and you're just trashing it. You know what I mean? I'd be pissed at me too if I were them, because I was totally disrespecting my hair. But, getting on the right mindset for me took the biggest part. It took the most time. Isn't that crazy? Having the right mindset about my own hair took the longest. And I don't blame myself for that, because like I said, I had no idea what my hair was even supposed to feel like. I'd never even felt, natural hair before. I had never felt natural hair before. I had no idea what it was supposed to feel like. I had no idea what it was supposed to look like. I just thought that my hair was supposed to be African hair, what I considered African hair, and I just sound so antiquated and so old. I am a baby boomer, so don't judge me. But, I had no idea, how my hair was supposed to feel. And so that caused me, a lot of stress, because I'm sitting here trying to do things, on YouTube. I'm trying to YouTube and trying to do their hairstyles, not having a clue what their hair looks like, feels like, what's the texture. Like I said, the biggest thing you're going to find is, no matter what, we always think the grass is greener on the other side. We always want what we don't have. And I don't know how we get over that, except to just like realize that we're doing it, I guess, and, try not to do it. I don't know. It's not working for me. I'm still trying, because I still do stupid shit like that. But, the big thing for me now is, now I'm so glad I have my hair, and I love her so much, and I love the feel of it. And, and since I started giving her things that she wants, she's giving me things that I want now. I now have hair that's thick enough that I can put twists in my hair now, and I love her in twists. And, at first I didn't want to do that, because once again, I was falling for, YouTube. They're like, oh, if you put twists in your hair, you're manipulating your natural curl pattern, and it's not really natural, and, and blah, blah, blah. And, do you want your natural curls, or do you want manipulated curls? And I was like, oh my God, well, I don't want to manipulate my curls. I want natural curls. So I was wearing my hair out. It's the worst thing I could have done, because I listened. I had the wrong mindset. And I was listening to other people, not knowing, I didn't know what I wanted. But I know now what I want is to be able to, put my hair in twists and everything like that. And, the funny thing is when I do decide to wear like a wash and style or a define and style, she curls up just fine. So I'm going to continue to wear my twists. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was pitfalls. Oh. So I already talked about one of the pitfalls. Stop cutting your hair. Stop it. It is addictive. And once you start trimming here, trimming there, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, I'm going to trim over here, and, because it's not even, and, oh, now I got to trim over here. Put the scissors down. Put them down right now. And just know, for people like us with ADHD, it's gonna take you a while to break that habit of picking up those scissors. I went through scissor withdrawals. Laugh if you want to, but if you pick up those scissors and start trim, you'll find out that you're going to be addicted to trimming your hair, and then you're going to see like, oh shit, now what do I do? It's going to take you a while to break. It's like tweaking. No, don't do it. Trust me. Put the scissors down. We're impulsive. Hearing this, you know what that is? Dopamine. Put the scissors down. Okay. All right, I'm done. Next thing is the influencer trap. We talked about that a little bit. Don't fall for the influencer trap. It will get you every time because, you know, they make everything so exotic and, oh, I've got to have that, and, you know, my hair will look like this if I put this in there, and, oh, I need to do this technique, and, you know, that's what I've been needing all this time is, you know, I need to do finger coils and, you know, every single thing, or, oh, there's this thing called shingling where you take little tiny pieces of hair, you know, like this, and you pull down each little individual piece like that. No, don't fall for the influencer trap, because when we do things like that, like I used to do that shingling thing, I would be so frustrated because it would take so damn long that I would just burn through my hair, and I wasn't doing it properly, and, you know, and I was going too fast, and, you know, it was taking forever, and, you know, but I thought that's what I had to do because I didn't know. I just want to wear my hair. I just want her to be happy, and you know, and I want to be happy, you know, and that's about it. But don't fall for that influencer trap. And you don't need all of those products. You don't need all of that. It's unnecessary, totally unnecessary. Unless you're going through your impulse buying and you just want to impulse buy shit, go ahead, knock yourself out. You got the money for that? Good for you. I'm happy for you. For the rest of us, we don't need it. You know, so don't fall for that. Don't fall for the DIYs. Oh, you got to do a DIY, and you got to put onion juice in your hair, and you got to put mayo and all. No, you don't. You don't have to do any of that. People grow their hair every day without putting any of that stuff in there, and you know, let's just be honest. It's just something to talk about and something to do. I mean, if you're bored and you've got the money for it and you want to do all of that, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. I tried it because I'm like, you know, why not? You know, I'm not working. I'm retired. You know, why wouldn't I give it a try? But you know what? It was too much. It was just too much. I knew it was too much. You know, it doesn't even matter for me because even being retired, I'm not going to be doing a bunch of bullshit just because I'm retired and have time. No, I'm not doing that. You know. And so, you know, don't fall for that influencer trap, and don't fall for, you know, feeling guilty that you're not doing things the way that they're doing it, or, you know, that you don't have the money that they might have, and the products that they have, and, you know, it's a subliminal message. You're watching those influencers and you see their bookcases in the back cram-packed with product, and subliminally you think to yourself, oh, I need all of those products, that way I can, you know, try different things and, you know, have different outcomes and, you know, keep it fresh and blah blah blah. No. Literally, they have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars sitting back there, and we don't really need that. I'm literally trying to get down to where I have like 2 or 3 things, and that's about it. And I'm actually down to 2 or 3 things now. It's just that I have like 6 or 7 each of those 2 or 3 things. But you know, I buy it on sale. I gotta buy it on sale. So anyway, and that's before I knew I had ADHD. So don't judge me. So yeah, don't fall for the influencer trap. Comparison is evil. Stop comparing your hair to other people's hair, because your hair is your hair. Your hair is different than your mother's hair, different than your sister's hair, different than your cousin's hair, different than your brother's hair, different than your father's hair, different than anybody in your family, all the way back into our roots of Africa. It's all different. Your hair is your hair, and we get caught up into having hair that's not ours, and we really need to stop doing that, right? We really need to stop doing that, because that's what I was doing, you guys. I thought I was supposed to have, you know, traditional 4C hair. I do not. And it took me forever to, you know, to realize that. I cut my hair. My hair probably, so my hair right now, in 2 years of growth from my big chop, is down to about right here. Do you realize my hair probably would be bra strap length by now had I left it alone and stopped cutting it. But I didn't know anything because they don't talk about that. So I'm talking about that. Matter of fact, I transitioned, you know, from my heat damage, you know, like I was talking about earlier. One of the main reasons I did, because I didn't want to work with two textures. But if you have the patience to work with two textures, don't cut your hair. You know, once it gets, you know, down to wherever, you know, then cut it. But if I hadn't cut my hair, I would have 2 years more worth of growth. So my hair grew this much in 2 years. And so my hair would be, you know, like what, maybe down to, you know, maybe down to boob length, maybe a little bit more, you know. But I didn't know. So that's why I'm telling you guys, you know, don't fall for it. Don't do it. Everything will be just fine. And stop comparing your hair to other people. And that's the thing that got me into so much product also. I was either watching content with super wavy hair, because initially I thought my hair was wavy because I didn't know what heat damage was. I'd never heard of such a thing until I came across one of the shows on YouTube, and they were talking about heat damage. I'm like, heat damage? What's that? And I was like, oh, that's why my hair is wavy. It's actually heat damage. And so once I figured that out, then that kind of changed the game for me a little bit, you know. And I was able to start understanding, you know, how that works a little bit better. And so, you know, stop worrying about, you know, what you don't have and worry about what you have. And then try to go from there. And try to keep your product choices like really super simple. This is the trick. This is the caveat. You have to buy things to figure out what your hair likes. But I'm telling you, if you start out like with a Cantu or with a Shea Moisture, and the Shea Moisture, that like the curl enhancing smoothie, you know, and stuff like that, is excellent as, you know, as a sealer. You know, wash and condition your hair, and then put on that curl enhancing smoothie, and then put a gel on top of that. You're good to go. You know what I mean? But, you know, start there and start simple. And then once you find out that that's not working for you, then, you know, try the next thing. There is going to be some trial and error, but, you know, the big thing is, you know, stop comparing yourself to other people, and stop thinking that you need a whole wall of products and everything like that to be successful. They're doing that because, you know, that's what they do, and they're influencers, and they want you to buy their products, and they typically have links, you know, click my link down below to buy this product. And, you know, and honestly, if you see all those products back there, are you thinking in your mind, does all of that really work in their hair? Because it doesn't. Not everything works for everybody, including those influencers. So, you know, stop comparing yourselves to them. It's not real. Getting lazy and frustrated. Like, I was really lazy this past week and didn't want to do my hair, and it's the first time that I've ever gone 2 weeks without washing my hair. I'm not going to say that I'm never going to do that again, but being lazy will kill your hair. And that's why I'm like, if you can moisturize your hair, like I'll try to moisturize my hair, re-moisturize it at least once, you know, throughout the week. I'll do my hair on Sunday, and then I'll usually like re-moisturize like Wednesday or Thursday, and then that'll get me to, you know, my next Sunday and everything like that. So, you know, I try not to get lazy. But the thing is if you moisturize your hair throughout the week, you know, like that third or fourth day, and you moisturize it really good, like the last video I did a really good job moisturizing it, so it still looked really great today. You know, once you do that, it allows you to have that, you know, that lazy week or that off week, or, you know, that time you just don't quite feel like doing your hair or anything like that. It kind of gives you a little bit of ease, you know, to be able to do that. Don't get frustrated. That was my big thing. You know, I would get frustrated, and then I would get angry, and, you know, then I would blame my hair, and, you know, and I'm like, well, this isn't working, and, you know, well, I got to buy something new, and I got to buy something different, and, you know, and I would just have such a bad attitude. And, And it's kind of funny, and I don't know if there's anything to it, but it's like my hair could pick up on my attitude, and my hair was like, oh, well, if you've got a bad attitude and you're being frustrated with me, well, why am I going to try to put forth this effort for you, And now that I look back on it, that's exactly kind of like what it felt like. It felt like my hair was rebelling because it had no choice. It's like my hair was a child and I was the parent and I was neglecting it and yelling at it and go over there and sit down and be quiet and you're meant to be seen and not heard. And, I kind of feel like that's a little bit of the relationship I was having with my hair, and she didn't like it. And she would get dry and she would get frizzy, and that's when I started having a lot of single strand knots and everything like that. And I really believe that the things that you talk up are the things that you get. I always told my son, I'm like, when you do prayer, be careful how you pray, because the universe and God hear what you're saying. So if you're like, well, I don't want this, or I don't want frizzy hair and I don't want dry hair, all the universe hears is dry hair, frizzy hair, this, that, because it doesn't know how to be negative. The universe and God is just that, the universe and God. So be careful what you say. So I started saying things like, I love my hair, and she's soft and beautiful and unruly with her own little personality, and I started talking like that about my hair, and she loved that kind of talk. She was like, really? Me? Look how great you take twists now, and look how long you're getting, and she loves it. She does, and I could tell. She's just been doing amazing. I mean, I can't believe how long she's gotten, just this year already alone and everything like that. She's just doing amazing. And so, get rid of that frustration that you have with your hair, and put love in there, and put patience in there, and care in there. And like I said, that's the reason I really enjoyed doing these body double videos, is because I'm spending time with myself and I'm spending time with my hair, and it gives me a chance to, to take my time. Typically, because I know we've been talking about over an hour now, in all honesty, it takes less than half an hour to detangle my hair. Typically, it's between 20 minutes and half an hour to detangle my hair, so it doesn't take near as long as it is here, but I'm just talking and running my mouth, and I just want to take my time and spend time with you guys. That's all I really want to do. And so, get rid of the frustration, and change the way you talk about your hair, because she hears you and she has feelings, and stop hurting her feelings, because once you stop hurting your feelings and you accept your hair for who she is, all we really want is to just be loved and understood for for who we are. And so we really need to do that with our hair as well too. And she looks good, you guys. Keeping her in twists, I mean, it actually went really quick. If I hadn't been like running my mouth and doing all this stuff, I probably would have been an easy 20 minutes today, detangling my hair. Another pitfall I want to talk about is using other people's routines. I mean, I get it. And, some people don't pre-poo, some people do. Some people co-wash, and some people don't. Some people, use hair oils and hair grease, and some don't. But don't use other people's routines, because they worked hard to figure out what routine worked best for them. So you in turn need to work really hard to figure out what routine works best for you. Because you guys, once you get that routine down, easy peasy. Once you get that routine down, smooth sailing. And then I want to leave you with 3 questions. Do you have a limiting mindset? And if so, what ways do you want to address that? And what ways do you want to embrace positivity and love for your hair? Second question, do you have natural hair anxiety? Are you embarrassed about your hair? You don't want to wear it out in public. It's too short. You look like a boy. You know, all of those sorts of things. Or you're just unsure about how to take care of it. You'll work through that. As your confidence grows and everything like that, and as you find the perfect products that your hair loves, you'll find all of that's going to go away. And eventually your hair is going to get to the length that you want it to be at, and eventually it's just going to get better and better and healthier, you know, each passing week. So stay positive and keep the frustration level down and watch the magic happen. And the last question I'd like to ask you is, do you want to take care of your hair? And be honest, do you want to take care of your hair? If you do, take care of your hair and put some effort into it. If you don't, still put in minimal effort, shampoo, condition, seal, then put your hair in a protective style, a good protective style, using your own hair, and then just keep it pushing. If you need to add hair, be very careful with adding hair, because it dries out your hair, and the friction of that other hair on your hair, you know, is eventually going to snag and break your hair and make it more brittle and more breakage prone and everything like that. So those are 3 questions to ask yourself. Do you have a limiting mindset? Do you have natural hair anxiety? And do you really want to take care of your hair? And address those things, and, you know, and then just go from there. Well, anyway, this has been really long, but I don't know. I just enjoy yapping and running my mouth, so there's that. And then guess what? I'm going to see you guys back here next Sunday. So y'all have a great week, and I will see you in my next video.